Hey.
How y'all doing on this lovely Wednesday evening? Hope y'all taking it easy. Hope y'all staying safe.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
Also, let me do my mandatory audio check first. Um, if you guys can hear me, can you guys let me know if the audio sounds fine? If you guys can hear Twin also, because we always tend to have those issues because OBS hates me. Can you say something real quick, Twin?
Hello.
Alright.
Hello, dearies.
It looks good on my end, but I don't know because usually that's my fan. I'm sorry. It's hot as balls over here. I apologize. So I'm probably gonna turn myself down a little bit
Maybe
because,
put on. Can you sit it on on your legs?
huh?
Aim the fan on your leg.
No, it's a standing fan.
Oh,
All
I
right.
thought. I don't know why I thought you had like a little table fan or
Oh no, it's
something.
a big boy. It's a big boy. Very hot in here. But yeah, can you
Cause
guys
she
hear
know
Twin
what
fine?
they
Cause
like. She know what they want. They party all night.
I,
I'm singing that song so wrong.
you really did. I'm like, huh? What's
Let me
happening?
talk to you, tell you how it is.
I'm low on purpose, Apple, because I don't want you guys to hear the fan and stuff.
Well, you gotta turn it up now, child.
Oh my god, I hate it here.
It's
I hate it here. Because
about the
actually,
storm.
I'm very loud, like on my end, because it's like in the red. So I don't know why I always translate as very quiet to you guys. I don't know.
Crack. I mean, so visible.
Let me mess with this
Yeah.
gain a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better. But
No
I
more.
don't know.
Yeah.
But hi Kai, hi Apple, hi Chaotic, hi Humble, hi Katie. Y'all enjoy y'all's lurks.
Hey, everybody.
Is it
Hello,
always hi Kansas?
everybody.
Not the Barney.
That's who that is. I always say
I
that,
don't
but I
know. It
never
sounds
knew
like it.
who I'm saying it about.
Honestly saying Apple, but we don't have AC. But. Hi Trini.
I can't put my AC in because Steve won't let me.
Oh, is
Hello,
he like cold
Trini.
natured?
Oh, I don't know. He always like to touch. He's always hot,
Ah,
but it's probably because he had a high metabolism.
ah, must be
Must be
nice.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Over here rolling in the Napoleon.
Not running the pool. But how's it going, guys? Besides, the obvious things. Hope y'all are
Mm-hmm.
good. If y'all didn't,
Same.
we had a pink supermoon last night, and if you guys didn't get to see it last night, you can still see it tonight. Hold on. Sorry if y'all heard all that clacking, but yeah.
It's okay. We love a clickety clack. Don't come back.
Not the clickety clack, don't come back. But good luck on your
You washing
presentations, Jay. We know you
their
can't hear
dishes.
us.
You washing their dish?
Not to run out of paper plates. We had to go get some the other day, Apple, but we really
I
don't
never
use them
use
that
paper
much.
plates.
I like
I
them,
wash
but we don't
every
use
dish.
them that much. You lie.
I do. I wash every dish.
Sometimes it just be like, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to be able to throw this away. But yeah. Not the
If I have to wash one more dish, I don't know why. I don't know why I don't use paper plates. I don't. I feel like it's a waste. Maybe that's why. Because I'm
I
gonna
can
eat
see
one
that.
thing on and throw it away. Because I don't have. We don't have recycling here. I don't even know how to recycle here. Because they ain't got no goddamn recycle. I don't think.
That's why. Ow.
No, all I've seen is garbage this year. I haven't seen a recycle thing.
You would think a nice up to date. What's the word? Not up to date.
It's not. It's not up to date.
I mean, but y'all are
This
very
place is trash. I can't wait to
industrial.
move.
When I was working the other day, this is so random, but it relates to Chicago. But when I was working the other day, there's like this video of the streets like empty, and there was like a fox running down like one of the main streets. Like, and I was like, oh, y'all have
Child.
wildlife out there? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they do. They do just because all these people be putting what you call it
Sea
they
apple, a
be
fox.
oh my god, I think I had to close this window. Hold on.
Take your
Oh my
time.
God, it's about to start. Oh my God.
Must be nice to have rain and not be dying of heat. But yeah, it looks so. The fox looked like it was about to steal shit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was looking very sly, very scam worthy.
All
Same
right.
Kai. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Child, some big dumb droplets coming through.
Imagine.
But I think it's because, people built their houses in the suburbs. And
Mm-hmm.
then we do have forest preserves here. So um, they could have came out of the forest preserves as well. I know there's a lot of deers and stuff there, but
I
maybe
hate
some
deer.
foxes up in there.
Trini, it's not species. If you saw the particular picture that they had, he looked like, I think I'm finna steal. Like, that's literally what his face, well, their
I'm
face looked like if you
screaming.
saw
Well, I
the
mean, it's
fox.
probably because they didn't got made their way all the way to the city. They probably came from a forest preserve. That's the only thing I can think of that's really close.
Mm. It was very cute, though. I love foxes. It was very cute. So I was happy to
He
see
was
it.
looking like Swiper no swiping.
It did. It really did. Like, it was probably Swiper's, like,
Yeah.
illegitimate child or
All the
something.
animals want to bite us for messing up their land.
Mm.
They
Well,
said this used to be my home for years.
exactly. Exactly.
We're on their land.
This land is. Never mind.
They go low, we go high. I'm screaming.
Arcane, hello. How are you?
Hello.
So I guess we go ahead and get into the topic today. Speaking of the moon and the supermoon and everything, we're going to be talking about the 8 phases of the moon today. And we're also going to be calculating the particular moon phase that was occurring when all of us were born. I mean, if you guys
Hey.
want to.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you want to
already know.
volunteer your birthday.
Exactly.
Well, me and Twin will do ours first so y'all can see how it goes.
Not math, Apple. Get out of here. We don't do that. That's disgusting.
What's maths?
Like math.
Quick maths?
That's disgusting. I'm a waxing crescent,
Go.
baby.
Skitty
Cam,
pop pop pop.
hello. How
And a
are
boom
you?
boom 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 boom.
That's when I'm gonna call the police.
Boom.
I'm about to call
That's gonna be our new intro.
the
Y'all down for that?
authorities.
Put one in
I
the
am
chat.
not.
You down for that?
I don't put no ones in the chat.
Wow. They said no.
Thank you for that 0.
Not
I appreciate that
zero.
because I was gonna type that too. -1.
Negative.
I hate you.
I'm screaming. You guys are haters.
Hateration. In
All
this
right.
nursery. So, as y'all know, there are 8 phases of the moon. And we know that the moon is constantly moving in cycles. So, we're constantly having a different phase of the moon. I was going to say face of the moon, but it kind of makes sense also. And as you know, like the different phases of the moon signify different things because of course we're always setting our, intentions and stuff on the new moon and we're reflecting on the full moon, but there's also the in between times. And with each phase of the moon, there is also what's the word? They're like corresponding like seasonal events like festivals and things. I don't know if festival is like the correct word, but we know there's different things that happen like solstices and equinoxes and harvest times and all that kind of stuff that kind of correlates during those times. So we're also going to be dropping our resources and stuff like in the chat also for you guys. Hold on, if it would post. I don't know why I didn't want to post, but all right. So if you guys want to follow along while we go through this. So the phases start off as new moon, then we have the crescent, first quarter, the gibbous, full, a disseminating moon, last quarter in like the balsamic, which I had never really heard of the balsamic at first, and I was thinking about like the vinaigrette, which I don't like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know how it relates.
And the rice.
Right, like I want some rice and salad now. But yeah, hold on, let me get chat back open because sorry.
Oh, that rain coming down.
Must be nice,
Rain
twin.
on me.
Must be nice. So with each of the phases of the moon, there is like a different like word that you should think of with each phase. So with new moons, of course, which we all know, shout out to the Twin Tarot calendar. If you don't already have the calendar, go
Hey,
ahead
hey, hey.
go ahead and get that. Wow, Twin, you're a whore. But anyways,
Listen.
the new moon always, the word to think about with new moons is beginnings. And new moons typically, one of the main times that we see a new moon is during the winter solstice. I don't know why I can't speak. Then next we have the crescent moon, and crescent moons represent initiative. First quarter moon is usually seen during the spring equinox, and this represents growth. We have the gibbous, which is usually on May Day, and this is perfection. So this is probably a very Virgo, related moon. And then for the full moon, we usually see full moons during the summer solstice, and this is a time of clarity. And as we know, it's also a time of reflection and looking back at, like how things have occurred from, intentions we set during the new moon. Sorry if you guys heard me just hit my headset with my hand because that was really loud. Then so next we have the disseminating moon, which is during harvest festivals, and this is a time of sharing, which makes sense because harvest is a time to like gather all your resources. Exactly, you share with your people. Then we have the last quarter moon, which happens during the fall equinox, and this is like represents a decline. Then we have the balsamic moon, which is around the time of Samhain or Halloween, and this is a time for preparation. And then we have void moons, or like the course moon or whatever, is when you don't see the moon, and this is a time of confusion. Okay. I don't know why, but that made me.
Confused, baby.
That kind of made it. That made sense. It was something I was thinking about, but it kind of makes sense. Cause like I don't know, this is on topic, but also kind of off topic. But like thinking about like the lunar phases and stuff like that, and how they like respond to like our lives and like different like occurrences like in our lives and stuff. It kind of makes sense like with it, being a time where we don't really know what to look forward to, because back in the olden days when people really looked to the moon,
the sun
and stuff,
and the moon,
like that was how they explained everything. So it's like, of course, you look up into the sky and you see darkness, you're gonna be like, what is happening? Like, what am I supposed to do? So it makes sense,
Facts.
That moon must be on vacation right now. Then the moon is sick of our shit. But yeah, the moon's like, ugh. But honestly, there's other
y'all tearing up down there on Earth.
Literally,
y'all cutting up.
it made me think of other stuff, but it's kind of not. It's on topic, but it's not really on the topic that we're talking about. But like, I'm gonna say that for later because I have a question.
Right
but it
now,
might be a little bit. Oh, I'm not gonna forget. It might be a little weird. It might be going there, but I don't know. I might save it for Discord. But yeah, I'll get to that.
Oh, spicy! Oh, spicy!
It's not that spicy, but it's So, during the new moon, this is when the moon and the sun are conjunct and in the same sign. So usually, when we have like the new what's it called? When we have a new, we call it the season. I don't know what we would technically call it, but you know how we always be like, it's Aries season or it's Pisces season, whatever. Like whenever the new like season of that sign starts, you typically have that new moon that falls under that same sun sign that we're currently in. So of course, like the most recent new moon that we're gonna have is gonna be in Aries because it is now Aries season. And then next month we're gonna start off the month with a new moon in Taurus because, well, it's not gonna be next month, but when Taurus season happens, which is like in like 2 weeks. But yeah, it's gonna be Taurus, which is how it follows. So it of course represents like the beginnings and stuff like that. And this also relates back to like farmers, the Laminax and stuff, and how people used, sun, moon, and everything like that, and stars and everything to calculate, harvest and farming and stuff like that. Because like I said, like earlier, we had the pink supermoon, which is happening like right now and which happened last night. That was like named the pink supermoon because, well, it wasn't called the pink supermoon because of this, but it was called the pink moon because of the particular flower that is thought to always, open up its bloom during the supermoon. So that's why they call it a pink supermoon, relating to that flower, because it happens like every year. It has been happening for like hundreds of years, and that's how I got the name. So that's where kind of like the comparison where we're always like, new moon is time to plant the seeds and new ideas, because that's what literal farmers and stuff did like back in the olden days and still today probably, you know? Oh, sorry. Okay. So what? So when the girl from Legally Blonde called herself a double Capricorn moon, is this what she was talking about? Um, I don't know, cause I mean, I don't know if you would have like a double moon, because you just have the moon, like whatever the moon phase was. Well, the moon sign was in during your birth, but I don't know. I don't know if it was like if she was just saying. I don't know if that was to play on her being kind of like ditzy. I don't know. I guess maybe they were trying to make a joke about like astrology and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Probably.
Apple, I don't hate cabs. Like,
She's cringing right.
I just know that you guys are demonic. Like, I don't hate you guys. Like, I just know you guys for what you are. And Kai, don't be co-signing that. Get out of here, hooker. But yeah, so
Oh.
I love Kai. I just keep hoping for better. But yeah, I feel like that's probably what they were trying to do. But I don't know. But like we kind of use the terminology, planting the seeds, because this is when the seeds would like shoot up and from underground. And like this is a time where you might not know how things are gonna go, but you're planting, quote unquote, you're planting them with the idea that something good is going to come from it. And this responds to the winter solstice, because during the cycle of the seasons, like typically with the start, like it usually falls around like the time of the new moon. And like the solstice and equinoxes and all of this like is determined by like how. It sounds so weird because I feel like I'm trying to be all scientific and stuff, and I'm forgetting like correct terminology. Like I'm trying to say the scientific terminology and not like the
say the regular degla
astrological.
schmegla.
Yeah, like, but like the phases and stuff like that. The reason we have like equinoxes and all this stuff is because of what we can't see, what's being hidden and stuff like that. So when we have a solstice, that's when the sun is like hidden behind the moon, or I might be saying it backwards. Is the moon hidden behind the sun? It's one of those, like,
Yeah.
So that's what it relates to, because the new moon, when there's a new moon, what do you see? Nothing. Like when the new moon happens, like you see darkness. I think. I don't know what I'm talking about. I keep getting the moon stuff confused.
Why the hell did they block vinaigrette? What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even see the thing come up for it. What it says, like the block term.
I think it's because it's niggerette in there.
Oh my god! I don't know why. That's so funny. I feel like Twitch explain.
I ain't put nothing in there.
Twitch explain.
I ain't put not a word in there. That's Twitch doing his own thing.
Hi, awkward.
Negretti. Negretti.
Trini, sorta.
I don't know why they did that.
That was hilarious. I was like, huh? Oh my god.
Because I had to approve Arcane's message.
Will they let me say Nigeria then? Because that only has one G too.
Well, I mean, you're a mod though.
Nigeria. Somebody try to type Nigeria in here so I can see something. Chicken tetrazzini.
Chicken tetrazzini.
That one episode of Maury where that lady was like, I made him take the chicken tetrazzini. All right, so you can say Nigeria, but you can't say Negrette.
You can't put Negrette in there.
I don't know why.
Negrettes better start putting them Negrettes.
Them Negrettes. Goddamn Negrettes. Like, oh my god. I hate it. Oh my god. Arcane. I was like, hold on.
Oh, it did. See, twin. See, it does.
My god.
It blocks all of them. And you're going to accept them. Now they really going to be able to say it.
Oh my god. What if we have somebody, they're like, hello, I'm from Nigeria.
It's a place.
Oh my god. Not Nicorette.
Nicorette. Oh, they let people Nicorette. It don't have a G in there. Bruh.
I can't breathe. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, at least they trying.
Yeah.
They just don't know that we black is all.
Exactly.
They don't know y'all black either. So that's why it's like, we're going to block it just in case.
Oh my god, Trini.
They didn't block that. That's crazy.
Oh my god. This is a lot. This is
whole lot of.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah, they did that one.
Child.
Held a message for a reason. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Twin, we over here getting called Negroes
Niggerettes.
and niggerettes. We should end
Oh
the
my god, we're just trying to
stream.
talk about the moon and
It's
this how you
so
guys treat
toxic. God.
us. Oh my god, my cheeks hurt so
Somebody
bad.
will come in here like, oh my god, look at all these people calling them niggerettes.
They're like, are you guys getting botted right now?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. Not Negro Moon Lilith. Oh my god. Oh my god, Apple. I'm finna start using that.
Niggerettes.
They let that go. They let that go.
Wait, why did they approve it the first time?
My cheeks
Oh my
hurt. Oh my
god.
god. I'm mad they let it go with an L but not with an I. Like, I can't. Oh my god, my cheeks hurt so bad.
I have literal tears. Y'all have no sense.
None of us.
And we over here cackling.
We really are. We ain't shit. Twitch that. Please don't be looking at this because I'm like, what is happening? We put these safe measures in place for them, and this is what they do. Oh boy. Wow. And they just let that go through. Like, wow.
She said,
Oh my god. Okay, let me get my cheeks down.
we ain't shit for laughing at all that.
We really are not. We
They're
really
gonna
are.
be mad as hell. Somebody else coming here and say that.
Some random person lurking just about to just call us everyone these words. Oh my goodness. Awkward. No, not the Negro Moon. Awkward, please.
Awkward, a full moon.
Okay.
All
All
okay,
right.
back to professionalism.
Okay. So during the new moon, yes, of course they're gonna get a hard ban if they come here. Some random person come in here like Migs. Gotta go. But yeah, like, this is the time to take charge of what you want and, set intentions and all that kind of stuff. And it's a good time for you to make your own rules about what you want and, like, what you want to see. So it's also a good idea during the new moon to question how things need to be done and to see to imagine the outcome that you're going for. And if the intentions that you're placing are not giving you the particular outcome that you would like, then that's a sign that you need to reevaluate your intentions and what you're trying to manifest. Because if you can't imagine yourself having this ideal outcome, then it's probably not something you need to be manifesting in the first place.
Okay. Oh, drag me, no edges.
Wow, Tori would never.
Edges gone.
Oh my god, let me glue them back on. I got some spearmint gum.
Need some
It's not called
Elmer's.
spearmint gum. What's it called? Spirit gum?
Spirit gum, yeah.
Oh,
Torn over the top of chewing gum to apply my edges.
I knew it was something. Oh my god. All right. So next, we have the crescent moon. I was wondering a waxing crescent. That sounds so weirdly apt. Okay, so this is when the moon is waxing between new and first quarter moon. So
waxing that ass.
Not waxing that ass. So in terms of farming and planting, Apple, fight me.
Wow, Apple. But you know what?
I embrace my weirdness. At least I'm not Baphomet Apple.
Oh.
Our symbol isn't a demon goat. But that's neither here nor there. So this is when during the terms of farming and planting, this is when the little plant babies are just kind of like sprouting out and like filling out their little environment. It's bad that I'm not on camera because I'm like moving my fingers like little like plant shoots and it's very weird. But like this is when they're kind of getting their grounding and their footing with their roots and stuff and making place and setting up where they're going to be and all the things. And this might be a difficult time because think of it like you're you're joining like a new community, and you're not too sure, you don't really know too many people, but you're in there and you're trying to fit in, and it can be a little bit hard because you might have people that don't like you, you might have some haters, you might have some people that are just like, you're awkward, you're weird, or people that are standoffish. So, think about it like that. And that's how the crescent moon kind of represents things in your life. So the holiday that the crescent moon usually relates to is the winter solstice, like the time right between the winter solstice in December and the spring equinox I think the spring equinox happens in May. I could be wrong. I can't remember. It's either May or April. I cannot remember. But it's like between that time. So if you think about like waxing, when you're waxing something, it's like you're kind of taking away the layer to show like the stuff underneath. So if you think about like waxing your legs, you're like taking the hair off to reveal
Bruh.
the
To
parts.
reveal the truth.
Trini, I was gonna say that, but I was like, that's a little bit, too much. We're not gonna take it there.
We can say that we
but
grown.
I know, but like
waxing your vagina.
You take the wax and you pull it off, because then there's the bare smoothness underneath. So that's how you think.
I'm about to say there's a bear under there. Oh my god!
You wax your vagina. And
your wax is still a bear under there. Woo! Gonna need some more wax, baby.
All I think about is Trini's voice, like sound thing from Mirror Streams, like help the bear. That's all I think about now. But yeah. But think of it like that, with waxing, and then with waning, it's like going away. You're hiding it. Okay, does that make any sense? My description.
Yeah.
Not the weed whacker. Oh my god. But yeah. So this is like a time where you might be very impulsive, and you kind of, go into things head first without really thinking about it. So you're really trying to establish your what's the word? You're trying to establish your being, like, in this space. Because like I said, think of it as like a little plant, like a little plant baby. I don't know the technical term. Like a little, a little
seedling?
Yeah, seedling. Like a little seedling, and you're just now getting your footing with your little roots and stuff, and you're sticking them down. And you're like, this is what I'm gonna do. But you're not too sure yet. And you're just, I can't stand them. Oh my god. But you're trying to you're trying to get yourself in there, Hi Magic, how are you?
Groot.
Baby Groot. Yeah, you Baby Groot in there. So yeah, think of it like
Teenage
that.
Groot is a bitch.
Oof.
Except for at the end, he was nice, but
I have never even watched that.
He was annoying.
Damn. Well then.
He was ready to fight. I was ready to fight.
Wow, you're gonna fight a plant twin? Wow.
Yes, I will. He got hand.
Wow.
I love him though. Yeah, Baby Groot's so cute.
I want his little Funko.
I like Big Groot too. Grown Groot. He's a whole bully. Yeah, he was just a moody ass teenager. So annoying.
Like all of them. Oh yeah. But like, this is the time where you're trying to find your purpose, and you don't want to fit in. Oh, like Twin said, this is kind of like the teenage phase, kinda, because you kind of want to go with the status quo, but then you don't. And then once you get older, you're not gonna shake from what you know, because you gotta struggle to get to what you want. But that's what the crescent moon does. So next we have the first quarter moon, and the first quarter is when the moon is waxing square to the sun. And so this is like in times of plants, this is when the leaves come out and the branches start sprouting, and like this is when everything is growing in abundance, and this is when everything is going well and happening well, and this is when you start building those strong bonds and structures in life. So this is when you're meeting the people who are going to be on the ride with you. This is when you're setting up shop, in a sense, like you're finally getting everything going the way you want, and you're basically just bringing in all the things that are going to keep you growing, whether it be people, resources, whatever is going to help you keep growing and everything like that. That's what you're bringing in during the first quarter. So think of it like I said, think of it like the tree with the leaves coming out, your roots already set.
We love
branches. We love trees. We do.
They give us oxygen.
You
don't want no oxygen, twin?
we're not talking about this. They also give us
Bruh. Twin
pollen.
ready to
Pollen
pass
is
out.
disgusting. And bees are trash. But
Oh my god, we need bees.
I don't care. Fuck bees.
You must
Anyway,
have got stung before, twin.
no, never. Never been stung by anything but fire ants.
Ooh, fire
Oh,
ants. I don't ever got stung by those.
fire ants are the devil. They're ugly and stupid. But we're not gonna get into the zoology.
Oh.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, they're essential, but they're trash. I feel bad. Never mind. We're not
Oh
gonna
my
talk about
god.
that.
Do you not eat honey?
Not really. I put it in
What
stuff,
about
but I
Honey
don't
Nut
like honey.
Cheerios?
I haven't eaten those in like 40 years.
You eat honey.
I said that. I said I put it in stuff. Like when I make like my
Okay,
Asian
well, we need the
food,
bees make the
it's
honey.
still fuck the bees. I don't care.
Because what spiders do, they don't make no honey.
Spiders eat all the bugs that are bad, that destroy your crops.
And then after that, they need to eat themselves.
No. Spiders are bad. Spiders are good to the ecosystem. Hornets and wasps. Wasps are the devil. We were just talking about wasps last night. Like, they're just evil for no reason. And they don't even die after they sting you. They just be like, well,
Them the older cousins.
They be like, guess what I'm gonna do?
See, the bees, the nice ones. Except the bumblebees, them bitches is huge.
We used to make those fight.
I'm scared of them.
They be on our porch all the time. That's why I hate going outside.
And you can hear them buzz too.
They're like,
ooh,
like sit your ass down, get away
them
from my
shits
porch.
big.
They're so big. Like, my God, they're like the size of peanuts. They're huge.
Not peanuts.
They are like, before you peel the peanut out of the shell, that's how big they are. I'm mad I keep making all these hand symbols like y'all can see me. I'm not even on camera. But yeah.
When throwing up the rock.
Not the rock. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, this is trying to bring your goals into reality and stuff like that. So everything that you're thinking about, you see it becoming a reality, just like the branches shooting out, And you gotta know that the way to grow even more is you gotta be ready to embrace struggle, because anything can happen to a tree in that, beginning stage. I don't know why I keep saying a tree instead of just a regular, regular plant. But like during this stage, like it's still kind of in that like little child teenager phase. I'm gonna just use what Twin said, kind of like a teenager. So they're still able to be molded. You can still damage it, you can still hit it, break some branches off and damage the whole tree. They haven't gotten to the old grandfather stage yet where it's like, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm gonna do. They haven't gotten to that stage yet. Exactly, Kat. They just keep stinging. Like that video was hilarious. But yeah, that's the first quarter moon. So now we have the gibbous. I don't know. Every time I say gibbous, I think of like the monkey, like the gibbon or something like that. I think it's called a gibbon. That's what I think about. But yeah, this is when the moon is waxing halfway between first quarter and full moon. And in planting or farming, this is when buds grow. And so, there's going to be a flower. So you can see this is going to become a flower. Like, you're not waiting to say, oh, is this going to sprout something? Sorry, y'all, my throat. But like, this is when you already see the progress. You see the, what is the word? I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I always get like I always have a brain fart in the middle of a sentence. But you see your effort. You see like the effort that you put into something. You see it finally like sprouting progress. So this is going to bring something from it. So you already know that. And this is usually around May 1st is when we usually have the gibbous moon, during May Day. And this is right before the summer solstice. And this is when you're very drawn to accomplishment, because you already seen you see a little bit of the feedback from what you put into something. So it's like, of course, going back to planting, like you put the seeds in, you wait for the sprouts. You still don't know, like, because you just have little sprouts and stuff like that, you still don't know if anything's going to come from it. But once you see that little bulb and you know that it's going to bloom eventually, that's when you kind of get confirmation, like, hey, I'm on the right track. Like, this is actually going to become something. This is actually going to be a thing. So that's how you think of the gibbous, because you see it and it's just going to make you want to work harder, because you're seeing the outcome of your effort being, made out. So This is a time for, building and perfecting everything around you, because you're finally seeing what it could be. And this is a time to just continue moving forward without feeling, like you're going to hold yourself back or anything like that. And then we have the full moon. And the full moon is when the moon and the sun are in opposition to each other, and they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. And this is when the flower finally emerges, and you're finally seeing the end product. That was what I was thinking of the whole time. I was trying to say product, but I could not. I don't know why product like escaped my mind. But you're finally seeing, what all your hard work went into. You're finally seeing the finished product. And this is when we usually have full moon when the summer solstice happens. So this is when you become aware of how things that you've done have affected you, your environment, people around you. That's why we always say during the full moon, whenever we have a full moon, which right now, this is a time when you reflect. This is a time when you look back on how everything that you set forth during that new moon, you start to think about, how does this, relate? Like, how did things come about? Did things go the way that I wanted them to? Did they not? How does this make me feel? How does this make other people feel around me? That's what we do during the full moon. We try to think about all those things, and it really opens you up to, seeing your influence, the influence that your intentions can have on you and how they can have on others. And this is how you also know that a lot of your best work comes from collaboration and being a community kind of driven thing, because we do have control over things that happen in our life, of course, but also our actions always affect other people other than ourselves, and vice versa. When other people make decisions, even if they don't intend to, it's always going to affect someone regardless. So the full moon kind of brings in that whole like idea of community, and how when we work together, or even if we don't, our ideas can kind of mold into something that creates a bigger picture for everyone. So think of it as like a garden. Like, we each put our little seeds into the garden, we each plant something, we each water it, we each grow, help it grow. And then at the end, we have this beautiful garden, like mixed with all of our beautiful little flowers and stuff like that. And I don't know why, but this makes me think of Animal Crossing, because I'm addicted. And, all the little plants and everything kind of mixed together. But that's what it makes you think of when you think about the full moon. So then we have the disseminating moon. And this is when the moon is waning, and it's like right between the full moon and the last quarter moon. Apple, let me live. Don't judge me. So during planting, this is when we see the first fruits. This is during like midway between the summer solstice and the fall equinox. And this is where our life missions are kind of revealed, and things kind of come to the light, and we see like our purpose. And if you're working in a particular field or something like that, this is where you kind of see what your particular position in this field might be. So let's say you're a teacher or something like that, or you're working in a school, and during this time is probably when you're going to figure out which position as a teacher, or not, I don't want to say teacher, as an educator, you might be the person who's like the one that takes charge, and you're like the leader of all the other teachers. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking of this as like teachers, but you know how
They're
like,
the principal.
well, not necessarily principal. I don't know if you guys had this like where y'all went to school, but like when I was in like middle school, I don't know if they did this in high school. No, I was in middle school. But they divided like our grade into like different little quadrants. So it would be like they would have all the 7th grade teachers, but they would divide 7th grade into different little classes. So one particular thing would be like team 7-1. So you would have like 4 teachers for the team of 7-1. So that would be like all these kids would be in this one little quarter, and they would have 4 teachers, and those would be like the 4 teachers that they would go to. And you would have the math teacher, the science teacher, a history teacher, and a math teacher. And then you'd have the other side of like the 7th graders in like 7-2 and like 7-3. Like, I don't know, like Apple says yeah, but I don't know if they do that everywhere else in the world. But it's kind of divided into little teams like that, and each person kind of takes their own role into like teaching all the kids and stuff like that. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that makes any sense, but kind of think of it like that because everybody's kind of like divided and each little section has their job. So you kind of figure out which, section relates to you and how you work within that little quadrant. And that's how you make things work for that particular area to give the
Mm-hmm.
whole like overview of everybody working together to make like the whole seventh grade. All right, so it makes sense to two people. Okay, okay, but yeah, y'all know
I ain't
how.
have
Yeah,
middle school, so
well, Twin went to that.
but
I don't know what they be doing
I
out
can
there.
understand what you were trying to explain though.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, but yeah, so that's how you think about like the oh my god, the disseminating moon because this is when you're putting everything together and you're kind of thinking about what each person has to like bring to the table and like what they kind of make of the situation. Thanks, Apple. Thanks, Kai. And then we have the last quarter moon. So this is when the moon is waning and it's square to the sun. And during planting, this is the beginning and the end of a cycle. So this is when you harvest the fruits and you gather all the flowers and you just have the dead stems and, everything there. And it just wilts and then it dies. And then it goes back into, the compost of the earth and we restart. So this is what the last quarter moon, represents the cycle of life and death. And this happens during the
The
fall equinox.
cycle of life.
I hate the Lion King.
Na, 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 na.
But this is the time when you kind of tear down everything. Think of it as harvesting. You're picking all the fruit or you're chopping down all the trees and you're picking all the flowers and stuff like that. And you take down everything to build a structure for the new stuff. So this is when this relates to reflection too, because this is when you think about things that you've made, your intentions, and you think about this didn't work for me, so I need to let go of this, so I can plant new things. And maybe you might be using the idea of what happened during that time, and you might be thinking, well, maybe I wanted to go this particular route with this idea, but it didn't really work out. So maybe I can use some of my ideas from the last time, but I can tweak it to make it work better. So you see how that makes sense? Like sometimes we kind of edit our decisions or whatever so that we can not completely scrap our ideas, but we can tweak it and we can
Mm-hmm.
edit it and be like, oh, if I did
You learn
this.
your mistakes.
Exactly. So that's what you do
Mm-hmm.
during the last quarter. You don't want to get rid of everything, but you do break down the old or what doesn't work for you or what no longer fits or what is, no longer beneficial to you. And you break that down so that you can make room for the new. And if using bits and pieces of what you did the last time can help you, you do that too. So this is, getting new things. And this is when you also kind of reflect on how things work for you. And it's a level of, really, getting to know yourself and taking that like internal view of how things work like outside of your life. And also it will help you reevaluate like relationships or other things like in your social life. Like you might have a friend who this has been your friend forever and you had good times and all the best, but then something got weird and it's not being the same way anymore. So that might be your signal like, hey, maybe I need to let this friendship go, let this relationship go, let this job go, whatever. Let the things go that don't work so that you can make room for the new. So then we're almost done. We have the balsamic vinegar moon. Well, it's not the vinegar moon,
Not
but
balsamic vinegar.
the balsamic moon is halfway between the last quarter and the new moon. And during the planting cycle, this is when the seed, the little seedling, the bits and pieces still remain, but the stalks and the leaves and everything else has died. And so everything, all the energy goes back into that little seedling and the roots, to regrow again. So everything is put into preparing that seed to restart the cycle. And this happens during the fall equinox, so this is right around Halloween time, right before the winter solstice. And this is when the earth is dying and everything is cold and withered up. And this is when you start to be really focused on the distant reality, because you already know what you've achieved, because think of the plant, you already had the plant growing, So you know it can do it, but right now you're going right back to the beginning, and you just have to imagine growing that plant up again in the same way that it grew in the beginning. So this is what you think about. So you know that, think of it as your experiences and everything like that has given you all these good memories and stuff like that. So you know what you can do, you know all the good things, you know maybe even the bad, and you're just preparing
Mhm.
yourself to, create something new. You take those challenges and everything that you kind of dealt with, and you think of it like, how can I make this better for me? How can I change this? What can I do? So
Yeah.
it's also time you might have to think about getting rid of like I said earlier, you might have to think really hard about what no longer works for you. And you really have to let those things die before you try to go into the next stage. Because think about the plant having like a disease or something on it. So like this is something that like affected it like in the end. If the horticulturist or, the botanist doesn't remove the diseased part of the plant, it's going to kill the whole plant. So it's not going to be able to grow up into something better if you don't cut that away first. So cut the ties, cut the negativity, shake off anything that's keeping you from being your best self. And then finally, we have the void, or the void of curse. Of course, moon. I don't know why I said curse. But this is when it doesn't last very long, usually less than a day. And this is when you might be going through like a whole bunch of difficult shit, like things just coming out of nowhere, like knocking you off your feet, like could be bad things, like just things that are just that you don't really want to deal with. And this is also a time where people are very finicky. They're not making very, solid decisions. People don't really know which way they want to go. And it's recommended to not make super big changes and stuff during this time because people don't know what they're doing. People are confused and stuff like that. And because of the
Mhm.
void, like we said, a void, it's emptiness, there's nothing there. If you see nothing, you don't really know what to do. It's like think about, you wake up one morning and it's completely dark. There's no people, there's no cars outside. Think about it as like the
Child, that's right
apocalypse.
now. I was playing.
Literally. Like you don't know what to do. So you don't want to make any decisions because you don't know what to do. But yeah, this is when the moon kind of goes out of our visual area, so we don't really know what's happening. And this is basically like the space and time before we hop into the next phase, which is of course going to be the new moon. So this is like a time for just to stand still and just don't do nothing. Kind of like how we say with the retrograde, you don't want to make big decisions, you don't want to do something too life changing and stuff like that, because we don't really know what's going to go on. So just be chill and cool this whole time. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was a mouthful. That was like the bits and pieces of the moon phases. So now we're gonna get into the moon phase calculations of when you were born. So I'm gonna let Twin tell y'all about her moon phase first, cause I need some water.
No problem. No problem. All right. So my moon phase is a new moon, which is very interesting for me. Um,
Twilight Saga new moon.
I'm weak. Not the Twilight. Um, which on this other one on the other website you had over here, Twin,
Mm-hmm.
it says you tend to be emotional, impulsive, and spontaneous.
Oh my.
You enjoy starting new projects and are always seeking out new opportunities for creativity and expression, which is very much facts.
We love to see it.
To your work, you bring tremendous passion and what that's that
Hold on.
fever. The text is so tiny.
Oh yeah, they're crackheads.
Your eagerness is unstoppable. It said this phase in time of planning and conceiving, as well as for recharging your mind, body, spirit, open up yourself to setting new goals. But it's pretty much what we already kind of know about new moons. But it's really cool though. I never really thought about like wanted to know when were you born. Well, like what moon were you born under? And I think it's pretty cool.
I never knew that I was a waxing crescent. But honestly,
Waxing.
a crescent. I like crescent moons the most. I don't know why. I always thought they look cool. Like they're always my favorite. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was born during the Aries waxing crescent, and it was
Oh.
like I think it was like 7 days after the new moon. And of course, with it, well, I was also reading on Moon Calendar. I'm gonna drop Moon Calendar in the chat. Don't look at this because this is my birthday. But basically, you type in your birthday in Moon Calendar, and it will tell you like all the stuff like going on that particular day. And so like welcome back, Apple. But it's interesting because on mine for moon phase calendar, it says that there's a feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than natural. Do not rush as if there was a deadline. Try to slow down so that you can decide what you want to do and proceed at your own comfortable pace, which is interesting. Because that was when I was born, and they said no surgical operations are recommended during this waxing moon. So,
Whoa.
good thing mom didn't need me
Well, how the
surgery
hell I
on
look it up on here?
On moon calendar.
Oh, this say 2020. This is
Wait, are you on moon
I gotta
calendar?
go back. Yeah, I just clicked on it.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to your year. You gotta go all the way to your year.
I'm like, why did it say 2020?
Yeah. I didn't read mine this year. I forgot what they said this year. But yeah. But on our other site for the waxing crescent, it says that this is during like 3.5 to 7 days after the new moon, when the moon is like 45 to 90 degrees ahead of the sun. And it says you are assertive and willing to make changes to your life to ensure a better outcome. If you are met with some hurdles, you will need to use quick thinking abilities to get around them. You have faith in yourself when it
Oh,
comes to tough challenges. In fact, you look at
this
all
one.
angles to solve problems, either using emotional or unconventional methods. This phase of time for starting.
Now,
What happened?
this one says different
Oh, what did it say?
from the other one. This one says a waxing crescent.
Oh, you're a waxing crescent too.
But on the other one, it says a new moon. Very interesting. What degrees is this? 714. Okay, what this one is?
Apple, listen.
Interesting. The degrees is different.
Interesting.
But see, on this one, on this waxing, on the other side, they don't have my birth time. See, I put my birth time on the other one.
Oh, I didn't put mine in. I just put what the particular. Well, I don't think the time matters because the moon is gonna be in the phase like on that day. It's gonna be the same thing on that day.
I don't know. It's different on here.
Nom nom. Hi. How are you? Apple, you're rude.
Interesting.
But yeah, like the moon's gonna be in the same phase on the day, like regardless.
20. See, this one say 2237, and then this one says 2207. So I don't know.
The other one doesn't work for me. I don't see anything on that site. I can't use anything. It's nothing there. A waning crescent and a waxing crescent. Ooh, not the asteroids. This is interesting.
Interesting.
Ooh, scripting. Nami. We need to talk to you, Nami. We need to talk to you about something. Whenever
Hello,
you're
Nami.
available. I don't know at the site. They're blocking me from looking at this. I guess I'm not allowed. But also, if you guys want to check for general information on the particular phases and how it relates to you, we are using Neilstrom. I don't know how to say that.
Baby, are you there?
But yeah, that's what we're using to look at like the basic stuff. But we're using Moon Calculator and Astrostyle. That one doesn't work for me though, so they're problematic because they won't let me use it. But let me see on here. What does it say? What's your moon sign, twin?
It's what you call it? I don't know why it's slipping my brain. It's slipping my brain. Oh yeah, double aqua. That's why it's slipping my brain because I got so much aqua.
Staying aqua. Aqua is the only sign that matters.
Double aqua, Cap ascendant.
My fingers hurt. Look at you with your calf, ankle, shins, Achilles.
Calf, ankle, shin.
Stay in emotional freedom. I had another site. I don't know why it won't let me use that one. I feel left out.
Oh, see, they do have one on here. Okay, I'm gonna put my birthday in on here.
Okay.
Cause the other one, I couldn't find the little birthday. They just made me go back in the year. I'm like,
oh, what do you mean?
Put my birthday in.
On which one?
On the Astro Seek. I didn't see where you put the birthday in, but
I can't even use that one. I don't know why anyone let me use it.
Let's see.
It's problematic.
Apple,
I have a question. Do Capricorns really have emotional freedom?
Let's see. See, on here it says new moon too. So that thing. So it is a new moon. Okay. On the one that you sent.
On moon calendar?
Yay.
Oh.
Because they use the same thing from the one that Astro Twins, they use the exact same thing. Oh, it's the same one at the bottom of the screen. This is literally the same one.
Oh.
But I put the birthday in and then it works.
Okay.
Hold on, it got the little calculator. Yeah. So I'm like, why are they saying different things?
Apple didn't answer my question.
So yeah, it's still I got my moon in Aquarius, new moon, and then moon in the second house. The moon is the place, the house herald, repeating changes in the financial affairs. I'm always broke, nigga. Oh my god.
What is happening?
This is a lie. Or maybe it's true. I don't know. Interesting. I was reading the moon in the second house. Placidus house system. What? Oh, the Placidus. Oh my god, how you say that? Placidus system of houses, are formerly known as the
Thank you for the follow, Greg. How are you? Welcome to the stream.
The Platonic method is a system that was described as. Oh, well, they're getting real deep in here.
Oh, we love going deep.
Not with them scientific as words. We're not.
Well, welcome, Gray. How have you been? We're learning about our moon calculations of our birthdays right now.
Oh, well, they called me cunning. Oh. And they also call me greedy.
Not greedy.
That's why I'm like,
Jeez, Louise.
Excuse me. Do you not know that I go to Dollar Tree all the time? Well, not lately.
I miss Dollar Tree so much.
I don't know. Am I cunning? Am I greedy?
Are you greedy for chicken? Is that what
I love a good chicken. I love a good chip.
I don't want no chips. I have chips. I haven't eaten those in a while.
What yours say, twin?
What does my what say?
It says on my moon in Aquarius. Well, we already went over my thing though. We said my relationship with your emotions can be complicated. You want to free yourself from negative emotions such as fear, anger, and jealousy, but it can lead to the fact that others will expect you to be incredibly tolerant when they display such emotions.
Oh my.
They want me to be tolerant when they show fear, anger, and jealousy. You
Yeah,
may
they're
have
open
the
chaotic, but we just ain't going outside. And also, I'm poor.
yeah,
I'm broke. I can't go to Dollar Tree if I
yeah. We're
wanted
not
to.
trying to risk our lives just to be shopping. If we
Exactly.
don't need to, like if it was groceries, it'll be different.
Yeah. I
But we
just
don't
want to
want to
feed
just
my
go there for
addiction.
groceries. You may have the tendency to create the greatest possible distance from your natural instincts and emotions, but the situation in which you unconsciously get yourself into forces. Oh my god, my throat!
Oh Lord.
You forces you to accept the reality. You have the ability to be an impartial observer of life. This gives you the ability to be a good psychologist. Oh no, no ma'am, thank you, no thank you. Who can give other people useful and imperial, impartial advice. In relationships, you tend to attract indifferent, unpredictable, and unrivaled partners. Unrivaled. Indifferent, maybe unpredictable. No, I can predict everything Steve does. It is important
I
for
think they
you
mean
that
you're
there's a
unpredictable.
friendship.
I think they mean
I
you, that you're wild.
no, they say in I attract them.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
tend to attract. Yeah. Steve over here telling some sure. I know what I know. I know you back of my hand, baby boy. You have a strong need for freedom of expression, and that this can cause moodiness and unpredictability. That's true. You are happy in the company of other people. Depends on who it is. When you are in a group of people, it is easier for you to understand your feelings and get rid of the fear of intimate situations. That is true as well. That's very true.
Dang, humble. Twitch really hates us. Twitch called us Negrets.
Gosh. Twins, what's yours?
What's my what say?
What's your your moon calculator say? The moon sign and the moon phase.
Oh, I don't have that. I didn't look at that. I just looked at what my phase was waxing gibbous in Aries. I mean,
Oh, you
waxing
gotta
crescent
look
in
at her.
Aries. It
Oh,
doesn't
I
say
would
that
like
on
to
my
know.
thingy. I don't have the other thing that you were looking at.
Put your birthday in
It's not
there.
working for me.
I'm dead.
It
Why
hasn't
ain't
been
it
working
working?
for me the whole time.
Why isn't it working for you? Do you guys know your moon? Do you guys know your moon? Or would you like to know your moon? Would
Do
you
you
like to
want
know
to
your
know?
moon?
I will
What
say it
moon you
happened.
was born under?
I can't stand humble.
Your face was a waxing crevice. Oh my.
Apple, fight me.
Oh, you have the same one as twin. Oh, I see.
What's your moon sign, Apple?
On the Aries, it says the feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than is natural.
Oh, humble, we're talking
Ooh.
about your moon sign in the phase that it's in. Oh, look at you having an aqua moon, Apple.
Hey.
But you call us weird, but I mean, that moon. Hmm.
So when they told you to slow down,
I'm not even doing anything.
a sense of peace may seem boring. You can run out of energy before you realize it, but you have an extraordinary ability to quickly recover from any trauma and to regain strength when it's
That's a
needed.
lie.
Your temper may be astonishing, but when you are frustrated, it can suddenly fade away. You might feel that life is like a bit of a battle. Try to calm down the
Calm
emotional rhythm.
down.
Be aware that you are not under continuous threat of enemy forces. Oh my God. And pay attention to the feelings of others.
I always pay attention to other people's feelings, more so than my own.
Oh, your moon.
Not
Oh
spraying some
yeah, yeah.
holy water.
Because they have the Moon sign and moon phase calculator is what I put up, y'all.
Not fake feelings. We stand feelings, Apple. Kidding.
I'm trying to be more intimate instead of like trying to go back to old habits that I used to do all the time. And let me tell you now, it is very frustrating. It's very making me very angry. I
Not that
can't.
angry.
It is. When you have nowhere to put that, um, you have no like where to put those feelings, it turns into something. And it's turning into a bit of an anger. Well, not really anger, but frustration, I would say.
Mm,
It's annoying,
I feel that. I
to
feel
say
that.
the least.
I can relate.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Apple, we're here for you if you ever want to get emo. We understand.
Mm-hmm. Very much true. It is hard to express feelings
Mm-hmm.
for most. Well, some people. I wouldn't say everybody. For some people, but it may be hard to express feelings to strangers. I should say.
I expressed them to myself.
Not expressing to myself. I have a cancer moving feelings is all I know.
I'm so sorry, humble.
Ooh,
Ooh, child. You just be over there going through it.
yay. Very much so.
Not the aqua jumped out.
You poor soul. Not that you poor soul. It's I can say that expressing feelings is very unnatural for me. I think
Same.
that's why it be so frustrating. But sometimes I do really good with it, and sometimes I think it's because I'm in control of what I want to say, and then when things happen, like the situations that we all of us are in right now, is very frustrating because I don't know how to deal with it. Because I never been, we know, well, shit, the damn near most of us ain't never been through stuff like this, so it's a little bit hard, you know.
True.
Hard out here in these streets.
I don't really express emotions because I feel like nobody understands me, which is, typical aqua stuff. So I just be like, yep, just keep it to myself. Because I feel like sometimes also with me, I have the hardest time, which y'all see every week, every Wednesday. I have the hardest time putting words together and making them make sense. Like everything makes sense in my head, but when I try to say it, nothing nothing makes sense. So I just feel like nobody's ever gonna understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna just keep it to myself because I understand me and but that's not always the best outlet, as we all know. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of my default.
Because you never know. Because somebody can express just because you have those experiences with those other people that those just not the people you need to express those feelings with. You just have to call. Well, you're not really seek people out, but when you mesh with people, you just know those people that you can do those things with. It's just not for everybody. Cause I don't express emotions because from experience nobody cares. See, that's why I was saying same thing with twin. Is that it's just because of those people that you interacted with at that time? It's because that's why a lot of people that like when it comes with me, I don't really express a lot of things to everybody, even though it might seem that way to you guys because it is kind of true that what they said that me being in a group, I can kind of understand and like try to express more, which is very true, which I could not do that for a long time. And it's probably because I wasn't around the right people to be able to do that.
Mm.
So, you know, you just have to be able to find who's there with you, like emotionally,
Mm.
to be honest. Because everybody can be friends, but that don't mean that they can be like, you can't really tell them things and how you really feel. you know, because some people, don't know how to take it, or they just don't know how to receive it, all those things. Or they just, could be selfish or something, They don't
True.
want to understand. They don't want to be able to relate, which is unfortunate. But, some people, how to do certain things with certain people. And I have to realize that also in my 28, how old am I? Oh my God. In my 28 years of life, everybody not your friend, baby. But you know what? But that doesn't mean that you can't really that don't mean that you can't really have those connections with people. You just know how far your connection can go. Like, we do this type of friend. It's not we do everything type of friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of, gotta, you know. But it is hard to find those, especially with us being adults. It's hard to find like other adult friends. I don't know. It's a little bit easier when you're young, maybe because you ain't had. You're just a kid, like play Barbie. Let's go.
Humble, please.
Let's go roll in the grass type of
Not
thing.
what the child.
But now it's like,
Not in this
but
African
now
American household.
now friends are different. Like, people have goals, people have ambitions, people have morals, people have, so you kind of, it's really hard to mesh with other people when all people are. But because when we get older, we get set in our beliefs. Um, I go back and forth with expressing emotions. I don't express my negative emotions much because I try to be positive pillar for others, and no one wants to hear a man complain. Well, I I feel like everybody on this earth has a place to complain. Period, because that's just how we are as humans. We all are happy, sad. Everybody can't be happy all the time, and that's something that me that I definitely struggle with, because I definitely don't want to like bring bad energy around, especially my community, or if we doing Twin Tarot and stuff like that. I don't want to bring my negative energy around anybody. So I usually
Same.
retreat from people,
Same.
because I feel like a lot of people can read energy, and because I just internalize a lot of stuff, which I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
learn how not to do that.
Same here.
Because on Monday, I was literally ready to just like turn around and die, to be honest. But I was like, you know what? No, go ahead, stick it out. Maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I feel better, even though I didn't feel better. Even the next day, I didn't feel better, but I still try. I still try because I'm trying to push myself out of this uncomfortable feeling that I feel, which is anxiety, but I'm still trying to push myself through it. So I feel like it's nice for you, and it's very generous of you to be a positive pillar for other people. But if those people can't hold you up when you need to be held, then I don't know why they're around, because you can't keep sucking in everybody's bullshit and not be able to release it somehow. Not really releasing it on them, but also have other places where you can like release that tension. But they also need to know that, definitely have a conversation with them that like, I really appreciate you guys, trusting me with this and that, and being positive with them. But it's like, you just let them know, like, I'm going through a time right now. I really a friend, or I really need y'all to listen, or you know what I mean? And if they don't want to hear you occasionally, you know what I mean? Especially in times like this, like,
Throw them away.
exactly, you need to yeet them niggas, or have a difficult conversation with them, because it will be difficult,
Be like, listen here,
depending on,
bitch.
exactly,
Don't
depending
say
on
it that
how
aggressively in this.
depending on how your relationship is with them. I don't know how honest and truthful you are with them, because if they don't, Especially if maybe you had that experience with them and you don't even know, and you know that they won't listen, then that's really fucked up. You gotta let them loose.
Also, we got to talk about being super honest and stuff, like, especially because this is something I was kind of thinking about just a second ago, but like, especially this time that we're kind of in right now. And really, when we go back into like protecting our spaces and stuff like that, you got to really be open and honest. If you have people in your space or whatever who are doing things, or they're, especially with this, Rona situation, people, if they're spreading like
Bang.
misinformation, all this kind of stuff, you need to let them go because they're just toxic.
Shut them
Like,
down. Shut them hoes down.
exactly. Like, this is kind of off topic, but kind of not. But if it's people constantly just being negative, they're not listening, or they're just being like stupid, ignorant, just let them go. Like, completely cut them niggas off because it's too much.
Period.
Like, like, it's too much going on right now.
On
Ain't nobody
poo.
got time for that. But yeah.
But actually, guys, all of May is gonna be all about like self-care and all that good stuff. Mental health month. So we're gonna be talking about that all month. So y'all might as well get ready.
And also, May 1st is our 1 year anniversary
Ooh,
for our
ooh.
birthday.
Maybe we'll do face cam that day.
Child.
We're gonna do face cam 20 week, child.
I
We're gonna
hope
do face
so.
cam that day. Maybe for at least half of the intro.
I'm gonna be on camera like, hey guys, and then off for the rest of the time.
Oh my god.
Child, I don't know what it's gonna be
Yeah.
looking like a month from now. We don't know. Might be
I
bald headed.
understand that. I understand
The
why you say.
5G might cause my hair to fall out, twin. You never know. I
Oh
don't.
my god. Speaking of, me and Twin talked about that on the podcast. You probably hear it next I was gonna say next month, child.
Not
You'll
next
hear
month,
it
next
next
week.
week.
Welcome back, Jet.
Welcome back. Um uh, um,
I don't
I'm
have no hair caps, humble.
you have hair caps.
My
You talking about
wigs,
them second life ones, Twin. You better paste them on.
child.
All three were well. Hey, GG.
Hey.
Um, but yeah. But we understand, guys, we do go through the same stuff. We go through the same stuff that y'all be feeling. And that's the thing that you kind of got to test the waters. Kind of got to test the waters. But since we're on like a platform talking about it, I feel the need to share my experiences so that y'all can feel more comfortable sharing y'all, because more than likely somebody out there feels the same.
Also, speaking of sharing experiences, don't forget, y'all, we have our ask. So if you guys ever have
Oh
any burning
yes, we've been getting
questions,
hella acts. Thank you guys.
exactly.
Even though they're anonymous, we still appreciate them.
We do. You
We
guys
don't
want
want
to.
y'all to feel uncomfortable,
Exactly. And you guys don't even have to ask us questions if you want our opinions on stuff. If it's like a
Yeah.
topic, like a conspiracy or any topic going on in the media or whatever, y'all want our feedback on it, let us know. Just drop it in our little ask, submit it. Asks.
Yay.
Because we don't know how to say ask without, the hard.
It sounds like ass.
Exactly. Apple, you know what, Apple? I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
What y'all talking about today? We were talking about the moon phases and what moon phase you were born on.
What kind of question, humble?
Oh, thanks so much, Apple. We appreciate it, to be honest. Like,
Thanks, Apple.
we only come on
Even though
this
you're a
bitch once a
demon.
week. Like,
Right. CJ.
yes.
C. I was wondering waxing crescent.
Yeah, what moon phase were you born on? Yeah. We can find out for you, or you can log it in if you want. It's up to you. Unless you know already. How do I find out?
I got you.
Never mind, it was a heathen question.
You can
Of
calculate
course.
it here. All right, bet, Jet. Got you. What's the month, the year,
We
and the
like
date?
heathen. Wait, let me see if we still got Jet's thing up here on Twin Tarot, because we can snatch it. I don't know if we do though, because we try to keep
Yeah,
them.
if it's in the file, we if it's in the thingy, we deleted that a long time ago. I know it's October. Is it the 28th?
Oh yeah, that's gone.
And what year? I think your birthday is the 28th of October, right, Jet? Okay, October 28th. And what's the year? All right, bet.
Oh, same year as Steve.
This site laggy as hell today.
Laggy McLaggers. A
Honestly,
Scorpio. I'm moving.
that's what I call them too.
Jet
No
finna. She
offense.
finna beat you.
Not stands, because Apple has whatchamacallit in Scorpio, because Apple's a thought.
Oh, you're a Scorpio too.
Oh, you're a waning crescent in Libra,
Ooh,
Jet. A waning crescent.
interesting.
Hold on, let me link it in there.
Oh,
Hold on. Paste. Hold on, can I spell? Oh my god. I don't even know if that added you correctly.
let's
Not
see.
since the fuck when. Wow.
Who
Apple,
said
please.
that?
That's what Trini said. Apple.
I'll say you might have a strong need for balance and harmony now. You may keep things nice rather than venturing into fundamental questions in order not to disturb the peace. You may learn to share your good and bad feelings. Do not be afraid to be who you really are, despite what despite what is expected of you.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I want Apple arrested.
I really need to stop singing. Oh my god, it's a habit. Um,
Apple, go to jail.
Not a demand a recount.
I'm gonna
Well, I
ban
feel
Apple.
red. You gotta lay it on out. I lay it on out. Lay it on out. Lay it on out. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Interesting.
I would like to sue Apple. We can make it a class action suit if you want, Trey.
Child, they tell you when to have surgery. What? They say don't have surgery on this day.
Apple. Apple. Please. Apple, you gotta
Pulls
leave
up
the
the
state.
court like.
I hate it here. I really hate it here. Honestly, true.
Open up the briefcase.
Get your voice twin, Theta. Take her somewhere. Oh no, both of them gotta go.
I'm weak. Hey, Theta.
I hate it here.
These moon phases are pretty
Sim!
cool.
Hi, Sim.
We got a Sim.
Did you
We
eat
got a
Sim?
Sim. Where's Sim? I don't see Sim.
You don't see Sim? Sim is right under Apple asking for.
Oh, I see now. Hello, Sim.
I hope Sim ate a meal and took a nap. Or else.
I hope so too.
Also, now that we have Sim and Apple here, I have a question.
Humble,
What did Humble say?
How the hell you go? Wow, I wish I would have known this info at birth. Shake my head, learning about this 30 years later. You couldn't even read, let alone listen to people or like determine what they're saying. Oh, what was your question, twin? Sorry. Oh yeah, you had a question, didn't you, twin?
Oh, it's very random and weird. I'm not gonna say it. I'll probably put it in.
Oh
It's
my
not that
God.
weird. Hold on.
We like random. We like.
No, because it's like I don't know if this is the correct term for this. Thanks, Jet. We make you feel safe.
What would you say? I love you all. Y'all
Sim,
one of my
I need confirmation.
Thank you so much, Jet. We appreciate you always being here and supporting us and feeling safe enough to share things that you feel.
Sim, I just typed it.
She said, "What kind of question?"
Sim, are you? I forgot. Are you an
No,
Alabamian?
now you gotta ask. Ask.
I literally just typed it. Sim didn't see it.
Your feeling of safety is not related to your home, family, and related activities such as
Okay, never
cooking and
mind.
gardening. You may be prone to emotional fluctuations and should learn to forgive and forget in order to avoid depression. Ooh,
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
you're
too
from
much
the one
about
with
this.
the
The SIP, your perception of the world can be very subjective. Try to create a certain distance without being bitter. Due to your rich emotional manifestation, you can create a real sense of belonging in the world. Oh, humble. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bill, them kissing cousins in that state. Twin.
what? That's what they say about Mississippi. I
I
didn't
thought they
make
said
it
that
up.
about. I thought they said about that Kentucky.
It's all, all
I thought that was Kentucky.
it's about all of
I
the
never heard that
places.
about Mississippi.
Twin.
My
I
family from Mississippi.
I remember that was a thing one time because Sim was like, "Don't say that." I think it was I can't remember who it was that kept saying that was hilarious.
Don't talk about my family, twin.
You have family
Is
from
that the
Mississippi
question?
too? No, that was not my original question.
Oh,
My
I was
original
about to say
question
that.
had stuff to do with the moon and things,
Oh, well, I mean, it's related. Moon.
but it's like not completely related. Oh, you got
Oh,
family from the
okay.
kissing cousin state too? God, oh my god.
Bruh.
It was Faye. I knew it was somebody. That was hilarious.
Fights like Plucky. Oh my god. Is that little duck you kept beating?
the chicken. The chicken that bucked up. That was hilarious. God.
My family from the SIP, same kind. I think mine's from there and maybe Alabama. I can't remember on my mom's side. Yeah, Alabama. Um. Oh, not believe in kissing cousins. There's too many people out here to be doing all that. That's why you had the accent. I love the accent. I love the
Humble,
Jet
you're from
accent too.
Florida. You can't talk.
I had cousins marry each other. Oh no, Kai.
Oh, Lord.
Pop of South Carolina, Adriana. We got
Humble
Pop
can't
of
talk about South
South. What?
Carolina being from Florida.
Pop of South Carolina. I never been there. I don't know. What are you talking about?
No, he's telling you to say bad things about South Carolina because it says something about Mississippi.
Oh, okay. You know I'm
Twins like,
slow. Um, uh,
not
well,
Florida
I
water.
guess. Well, the only thing I know is that they had that black man working in that restaurant down there.
Child, that was in Charleston. That's where they. Charleston is something else. We don't do that upstate. We don't do that.
that poor little old man.
Apple, you didn't hear that story? There was
They
like a
made
restaurant
me a
down there that
mayor.
was fucked up.
The mayor. Florida. That Florida water. Humble. I need some Florida water. We don't do the kissing cousin shake over here. Say she don't do that over there. Not in my city. Ooh. Apple, you from South Carolina?
Apple lives here, but Apple has yet to meet me because Apple hates me. But it was a restaurant
Apple?
like down in Charleston where like this it was owned by white people, no offense, but they had this disabled black man working there and they were like
Mm-hmm.
beating him. Like he was like it was like really fucked up and somebody like reported it and it was really
They was
fucked
acting
up.
like it was slave time,
Yeah,
child.
like over 20 years, like they had him working in the kitchen, like beating him and stuff, like he was taken away from his family. I was like, child, that's Charleston. We don't do that up here. We don't do that.
Have a good work. The beaches are closed. Wait, I think they opened them again, but I ain't going. They dumb as hell opening them fucking beaches.
Arkansas is
It,
disgusting.
you know,
That's crazy.
Arkansas.
I used to always say that to somebody to piss them off. I used to be like, oh, you
That's
like your
facts though.
Arkansas?
English don't make no goddamn sense. I'm not even surprised. Love yourself more. I've never been to Arkansas. I think I drove through there before.
I was gonna go at one point. I'm glad I never did.
Ooh, I hate English fact. They love the beach.
Mm-hmm. I ain't been to the
Also
beach in
love the
1,000 years.
The beach is life, but like
Let's go to the beach, beach.
no, not when there's a pandemic.
Pandemic.
Cause I love the waters, but I don't like the waters up here though.
I like lakes and
Much as I'll
rivers
do, I'll put
and
my feet in
ocean.
there. That's it. They got they got things in these waters up here. The sand get everywhere. True. I want to go to one of them clear water beach. I can see through the water.
Same, Apple. It makes me feel so happy. Like I get sick
Very
sometimes if I'm not
relaxing.
like around water for a long time.
Cause that beach in California, child, and Steve went to the beach. I sure was contemplating on moving to California just cause so I could be at the beach all the time. It was so relaxing. It was so beautiful too, cause all the they got the little hill houses and stuff.
Mm.
As soon as you set foot on the beach, I got sand in my pants.
Apple, that has
I'm
been that long.
since your B day. It must have been warm.
That's only
It's
been a
been
couple
years.
months.
Oh no. Not really out there.
I don't like leaving the house, so that's why I haven't been in a long time. Like going to the
Um,
lake.
to the lake. Well, yeah, it's cool to be sitting on the lake, but I don't go in there. Not Lake Michigan, no ma'am, no sir, no ham.
We have Lake
7
Wiley and it's
years? Oh
violent.
man. You got what twin?
We have Lake Wiley, but people be dying out there like every day. Well, not
Oh
every
my
day. That's
god. What
extreme,
is it
but like,
swept in there or something?
yeah, people just be reckless and stuff. Cause like the like lake where the lake is like a more like wealthy part, like where the houses are
Mm.
and stuff, like the lake house and stuff. So you have like a bunch of kind of like rich redacted 6F teens, and stuff that just go out there and party and then they fall over. They don't listen to like guidelines and restrictions and then they drown,
Getting
and
drunk,
ruin it
getting
for
drowned.
everybody. But there's this really nice restaurant like over it that's not too far from where I live. Like, I want to go there so bad. It's called like Pier 50. No, it's not Pier 51. I forgot what it's called. But I want to go there because you can like sit over the top, like on the top and like sit over the lake and stuff.
Yeah.
But my mom hates it because she's like afraid of everything. But yeah, it's just dumb people doing dumb stuff all the time. They're still out there now. Like, even though, we're not even supposed to be outside because of restrictions and stuff, and they still be out here partying at the lake, and it's like, y'all
They said,
just
well,
get a life.
pandemic what?
Literally.
Child.
Literally. Humble, get
Twin
out.
over here walking on water. Let me find out.
I'm gonna call the police. Well, Trinu,
Ooh.
thank you. I appreciate you. I love you too.
uh.
Honestly, same, Apple. Honestly, same. In
Well, after the
2021 when it's
pandemic
over.
over, y'all better go meet up down there.
Child, I'm gonna meet Apple in my imagination.
Not imagination. Hey. Very much so. Very much so, Apple. We love to see it. We love to see it. Sometimes I feel Like we need a southern meetup, southern-esque meetup. Y'all should.
Yeehaw. Very yeehaw. Well, I mean, yee. I would be down for that.
Ooh, 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 ooh. That would be nice.
Well, Kai, you better move.
Not cries in Midwest.
Florida is its own thing, honestly. Florida is just different completely.
Not Florida is wild.
Oh, I forgot Trini's from Florida too.
She said F y'all, F
I always
all
forget.
y'all. My sugar just insulted me.
I swear I always forget that Trini's from Florida too. I don't know why I forget.
I didn't forget. I remembered. Oh, I remember. Oh, they. Sorry, Trini. Sorry. My brain is slowly going down because I'm tired and I
Twin
keep
needs a nap.
yawning. I'm really about to. As soon as we get off here, my ass gonna lay the fuck down. I'm sorry, Trini. I just said it don't feel like the South, but I know it's the South. I just want to go to Florida so I can go to Disney World.
Mm-mm.
Disney World. All
We
right, we
love
gotta
y'all.
stand together.
We love y'all. It's unfortunate that y'all are in that state, but we love you guys
Well,
nonetheless.
Pride is down there. Also, um, Mojo's down there in Florida. Y'all got some peeps down there. No. We see how you feel. Hit the good nap. Yeah, facts.
Ooh, not stay up there and
Stay
freeze.
observed, freeze.
Oh my.
Who, me? Me not freeze. I'm used to the cold. I'm a winter babe. Yeah, Mojo's down there. Yep. Y'all are neighbor to the south. Y'all on a peninsula. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like -6 in Chicago last year. I know you not used to that.
That's
I was in the
horrible weather.
motherfucking house. But if I had to go out, because I've been out when they had like when we had blizzards and stuff, I've been out before like shoveling and stuff when I used to live in a house. So I've been in negative degree weather because my mom, especially when I was in high school, we lived down the street from my high school. My mom was like, "Y'all better go to school." Yeah. So she made us. She made us go. Different weather, but same crazy as folk. South Carolina, Florida, and GA. Definitely ain't giving y'all hello, Za. Definitely ain't
Welcome.
giving y'all Florida water now. I'm gonna give y'all toilet water. Well, listen, humble. I can buy my own. And I said nothing about Florida, first of all. Second of all, I'll buy my own. Because I can purchase it in store. I was in 9-degree weather crying. That's because you used to that Florida weather. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Not all day toilet.
9-degree weather.
I'm screaming. Wish I was 9-degree weather. It's gonna be fake. Wow, humble. Well, good. What are words? Exactly. It's all right.
not thinking that as well. Oh my god.
Words, what are? The economy is crashing around us. We just need to rise up. Not eat the rich. Oh my. Not Suge Avery P. Oh my. I'm screaming. This room tries to kill me. I'm
Sim, what?
discombobulated. What
Can we
room?
have background?
I don't want to be a cannibal, Trini. I don't want to be a cannibal. What are your thoughts on Libras? Can you have thoughts on Libras?
My thoughts on Libras? I like Libras for the most part. I feel like they tend to not. One thing I've noticed, and this is in my personal experiences, I've noticed that Libras tend to have a hard time because they symbolize balance. They tend to, not really like to choose sides, even though sometimes they need to. And they like to, they always try to keep that balance, like, mindset, but that's not always feasible. But I love Libras. I love all the air signs. As a fellow air sign, I love it. I love all of them,
Air
even the
gang, gang,
Geminis.
gang.
But
It's 90 there. Trini cannibalism. See, is that a Florida thing, Trini?
not just out of Florida. They
Now you really about to.
they just said Libras. Where's the R?
Not Libras. You smell like a Scorpio. I'm
Oh
weak.
no.
If they're born in October, watch your back.
I love
Ooh.
October Libras. I don't like September Libras. They be
Well, I don't
different.
have much experience with them.
Not that's a Texas thing. Oop.
Oh. Well, I'm in neither.
Me either.
Trini,
When's your
listen, my
birthday?
dad ruined it.
My niece is an October Libra. Humble. What? Humble? What? How does that go with anything I said? And that Leo. Oh, let me tell y'all what I figured out. I was doing some research, and my rising might not be Leo because I was looking at some things, and it might actually be Taurus. And when I was looking up things about Taurus risings, it was me a lot more than Leo. So I'm gonna be doing some more information, but yeah.
Interesting.
It definitely explained me a lot more because I do not like. I know y'all tend to think I don't like the Leo thing. Y'all think that I don't relate to it because I quote unquote hate Leos, which I don't. I just, don't have good experiences with them, but I don't really mind them. But personally, it just doesn't relate to me. Like, as much as I look at things about like Leo risings, none of it relates to me at all. Like, at all. But I feel like people don't believe. People think that I only say that because they think I don't like Leos. But it's like it doesn't really. It just doesn't really like describe me. But when I looked at the Taurus rising, like when I started looking at that, I was like, that really makes a lot more sense. Like when it like pointed to like the stubbornness and how I am and like how I present myself and stuff like that. Like a lot of it made a lot more sense to me, and I was like, this is very interesting. Let me see if I can find that real quick. It made a lot of sense.
Oodles is Candy and Ty, Leo and Taurus. I'm dead.
Child.
And Jess said, why you trying to get away from Leo rising?
I'm not trying to get away from it. It just doesn't explain me. It just doesn't reflect me. Like it
Humble
doesn't
said, we know
represent me.
why. We know why.
Humble, you stay over there with that Cancer moon with your emotions.
That's your emotion. I get it. I feel like I'm more Scorpio moon than Libra moon at times. I read that Libras are good in bed.
Child.
I'm getting that quality. I'm weak. Well, yeah, I don't have much experience with Libras. In all honesty, only the ones from The readings that we did, natal chart readings that we did.
AKA Trini and Naya.
Yeah. Yes.
Naya called us Satanists.
Yeah, she did. I don't know how we're Satanists when we're only reading on the thing.
Exactly.
But once we get around Libra season, definitely gonna I'll go ahead and learn definitely more about them, because we learned a lot about Aries. And make sure you guys follow our Insta. I don't even know is it called Insta? Okay, cool. Follow us on our Insta. We're gonna be posting the things about Aries season. Oh yeah, let me put them in Discord too. When I tell y'all I got the itis or something, I don't know what the hell is wrong. I'm tired as hell. Let's see. Here we go.
Theta, that might say something. What is it that they bring out of you, and why do you let them affect you in that way?
What happened? I just get very thoroughly. That's why I cannot stand them. Well, the thing is, it could be other things in their chart too. It doesn't necessarily mean it's their sun sign. That's triggering you. It could be something else that's clashing.
Humble, no. One of my best friends was a September Libra. But typically in friendships and stuff like that, I tend to get along more with October, I don't know why I said October like that. October Libras. For whatever reason, I don't know. I feel like a lot, I guess also it could be because some of them that I know are born like on the cusp, so they have a little bit of that Virgo energy that they be bringing into that Libra, and that's why me and Virgos tend to butt heads a lot. So I feel like that's why, but I tend to go for the October ones because they don't have that cusp. I hate saying words P's on the end with that energy. They don't bring that Virgo energy. Same thing with other signs too. I feel like with January Aquas, I get along mostly with January Aquas, but some of them have the ones earlier in the month that are born on that Capricorn cusp. We butt heads because it's just like you got that crackhead energy and I can't do it. But
Virus controlling dusty tire holes closely related to demonic stuff. Whoa. Wow there.
Wow, Humble.
A big old yikes. I'm screaming.
Why is there this gun violence in the chat? Y'all stop this black on black crime.
Very much so. But our Aries video will be coming soon. Me and Twin probably have it for y'all next week or so. Well, before Aries season now, y'all get it for sure.
Exactly. Humble, what do you mean? Our birthday's like a couple days apart, Humble. I'm talking about them the 20th, 21st Aquas. Those are the crackhead ones.
21st
of January.
All the days before.
Because they're on the cusp of Capricorn. They do crack.
Bruh. Now I don't make it, I report it. I'm screaming.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.
Twin, you didn't call Kai a crackhead.
Kai is a crackhead. I call Kai a crackhead every day because she is.
You a mom.
My nephew's
too
birthday
tired
is
for this.
20th.
I'm gonna be cackling.
I can't stop laughing. But that's my nephew's birthday, Kai.
Let me find out Kai giving birth.
Kai got 6 kids. I can't breathe. I need help. I'm tired.
She called me a crackhead every day. Twin, you tired. I have two cousins that were born on the 21st. Can you say that they are crackheads? No, I'll even let you pay. I'm screaming. I was talking about my mama. I'm weak.
But the reason I call Kai a crackhead because Kai be sending very questionable messages. She be sounding like a crackhead. That's why I call her a crackhead. I'm not the only one because I have other people to
Bruh.
verify.
I'm weak.
Oh my god, my stomach hurts. My cheeks hurt.
Booty cheeks. Cheeks.
No, my
Cheeks.
face cheeks.
How about because we sitting down?
No, my face cheeks hurt because I can't stop laughing.
Stop
I
laughing.
can't. Oh my god.
Oh, twin got the Roni.
Wow. And now y'all
These
have
days
it
making us
because
cuckoo. We don't. We sure do because you cough right in there.
I'm sending it through the 5G airwaves to y'all.
Please
You're
don't.
welcome. We need to stop joking. That's not funny. They out here going on dates and stuff. Must be nice.
And not in this Rona. You violent.
They don't know. What did I do?
No, ma'am, no, sir. But we're gonna head out of here, guys, because we're about to pass out.
We love you guys.
Thanks for coming.
Don't
I hope
forget
you.
to check out the podcast.
Hell yeah, we just posted.
What is
Oh
happening?
my.
Oh my god. There is so much happening. Don't forget to join the Discord, guys, also. Niggerettes. Oh my god, twin. Maya!
Hey Maya, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for coming.
We love you guys.
Coming. We appreciate you all. I was trying to see if it still banned the word. I forgot what.
No, I think because I approved it.
Oh well. Screaming. Can I get a I'm screaming? Can I get a I'm screaming in the chat for the one time?
Hold on. I got you. They tried to ban vinaigrette again.
Vinaigrette?
Do we have a quote in here? I think we do. Jet, I don't know. When do you guys want?
Well, you better not put them down.
It's the truth.
You know what?
Not creaming. Oh no. Oh my.
I'm out of here. I'm not gonna take this blatant bullying.
Bullying?
I'm leaving Twin Tarot.
Wow, there ain't no leaving. I can't leave.
Never
You
talking
can't
to you
leave.
guys ever again.
Child, why do you want to be banned, Theta? I'm not banning you for no reason.
You could block our stream. That's the same thing.
We're gonna see y'all, good old harlots and heathens and other things.
Bye, guys.
Next week. Good night.
Have a great night.